Indeed, we say girls. We mean girls. Hello, ladies. How are we on this fine Easter Sunday lunchtime? We've got Sue All.
Hello.
From Made to Clean, and also Jules Coucher from Travels with Jules. How are we, ladies? Are we well?
Very well. Happy Easter to everyone.
Happy Easter, indeed, indeed. And you're just fresh from your Wire event, are you not? Women in
indeed.
Rural Enterprise.
Yes, we are.
How was that? How did it go?
It was brilliant. I was so pleased because I've been banging on for ages about how great Jules' business is, because she's one of my Wire women, as you know.
I do.
And she was approached by them to be one of the speakers at this year's event, which was great because it's always a really well attended event. But Jules prefers not to look at a sea of faces when she's
I know the feeling.
Yeah, so
especially 250 of them.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
It was a lot of people there. Because they got some subsidy this year and they were able to reduce the price by 50%. So it was like 20 quid for the day instead of 40. So a lot more people decided
to rabble come in for the free tea and coffee.
It was like a bog-off offer.
So I interviewed her.
Oh, nice.
And she was much more comfortable because she's only looking then at one person. And as you know, for some people, it's their biggest fear, standing up and talking in front of a big group of people.
So we should just explain about Wire. So this was the national headquartered do, and a lot of sort of Wire branches around the country.
Yeah, there's about 60 different networks around the country. So there's 50 odd other people like me that are volunteer network leaders. And they're anybody who really, you don't even have to be a Y member to attend the national conference. You can just come along and pay your money.
Just go along for the biscuits and a cup of tea.
Get out, pay your money,
get in from the cold. That's my type of event.
But they usually have. They try and have inspirational speakers. They do a bit of educational stuff. They try and work to kind of network and get everybody together. And it's just a really good day. You feel part of a much bigger organisation when you go up there. So
has it helped you, Jules? Would you say you're a big networker as the Wire sort of given you an impetus to your business, because you're doing really well now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been quite a few things happening recently that have been really big for me in social media and Twitter in particular. But yeah, Sue and Wire has been really supportive since I started my business, which was 4 years ago now. And that's what I was talking to the other Wire ladies about, is the journey through growing a business and the support that you get from networks like Wire.
But you say growing business, you went from something that
nothing.
Was nothing. Well, yeah, nothing to £1 million plus. I mean, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? Really,
and that's why she has got a great story to tell, because she's done. That's been committed hard work on her part.
What would make you succeed where other people might not?
I think the main thing that's made it successful is that we're offering a kind of holiday service that other people don't, and also to try and do things that are a bit more unusual and sort of release people's holiday dreams that they can't do themselves, because with the internet it's all very easy to go on and book a bargain fly drive, isn't it?
Yeah, but I would have thought this would be the most difficult time possible to launch that type of business, because everyone is their own travel agent, aren't they?
Exactly.
They go and they book their own flights. You can look at every bus timetable from here to Jakarta on the internet. So you think you can do it yourself?
They haven't got 15, 20 years experience that I have, particularly in places like Africa. That's my specialist area with safaris.
She designed my holiday to South Africa.
Yes, Sue's just back from South Africa and had a lovely time.
It was amazing.
Was it good?
It was so good. We said to Jules, right, we're only going to do this once, I think. Right, so
special holiday celebration.
It was a special for a birthday, wasn't it?
It's a milestone, in 2 weeks. But we just said, look, we want to stay in really nice places, but unusual, not run of the mill. And we want to rent a car, so we do things under our own steam. And it was the best 2 weeks ever. I mean, there were fantastic places that she sort of hand-picked for us. And there was one of them that was only 3-star. The rest are all 4 and 5-star. And we got to this 3-star one and we thought, where's my view? Where's my fridge? We got so used to being...
How dare they?
Yes, and then we got to the next place. Oh, my goodness, normal service has been resumed. tuned, you know. Just fantastic.
No,
So,
it is good.
we had a great time.
But I mean,
She
that's-
knows what she's talking
That's
about.
the sort of thing, if it is for a special event, you don't want to mess that up because you're only going to do
No.
it once. So you don't be standing around waiting for a missed flight or a connection that hasn't
No,
happened, or
exactly.
just generally turning up at a hotel
We
that's
do
dreadful.
a lot of complicated trips for people celebrating special anniversaries or events, and a lot of honeymoons, and obviously that's a once in a lifetime trip that you've got to get right. And often people want multi-centre things as well, which do complicate things. We've got some travellers at the moment who are they've just done an amazing trip to Japan, including some hiking in the mountains and cycling. And they went via Hong Kong, and they're now in Bali in a lovely little villa in the hills relaxing. And I had some photographs sent over from them the other day. It was lovely to see where they are and that everything's all come together and they're having an amazing time.
Here come the girls. Here come the girls. Girls, girls, girls.
Indeed, in the studio this Sunday, Easter Sunday, no less, lunchtime, we have Sue from Made to Clean and Wire, and Jules from Jules, Travel with Jules.
Jules from Jules.
Travel
Here I
with
am.
Jules. Yes. First up for debate, ladies, Easter traditions. This is my question today. Have you got any in your household? I mean, we know Christmas so well. You know exactly what you get up, you do this, you do. It's all timed down into the last nanosecond, from your first drink to falling asleep in front of the Queen's speech. Have you got anything at all for Easter that you do, Sue? Is it something you celebrate?
Well, I thought about this one because as a kid growing up, I can remember getting an Easter egg, but that was about it. You know, that was your tradition.
What else would you get, though? Do you have other gifts other than the Easter
Well,
egg?
no, but I think it's got a bit like Halloween and all the others. You know, we've brought these things over from the States, you know, and they've become much bigger than they
Very
are.
commercial now,
the
isn't it?
Easter egg hunts and the banners and the whole kind of bunnies and daffodil things and everything.
We didn't have that as a kid. We didn't have the Easter egg hunt.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we?
No.
I remember rolling Easter eggs down something. Was that something?
Really?
Yes.
Well,
No?
Okay, it may just have been you, but I don't remember that. But I think, as far as tradition goes, I mean, I do end up having fish on Good Friday. I
Yeah.
don't know why. It's always so maybe I did that as a kid as well, and that's just some hangover from that.
Yeah.
And we have got roast lamb today.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah,
so that's fairly traditional.
Have you noticed it's all to do with food? Easter.
That's right. What about you, Jules? Is there anything that you would always adhere to? You would sort of think, we all must do this as Easter?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't have kids around, so I suppose it's a bit different. But like Sue, I don't really have any memories from childhood other than Easter eggs.
We must have done something, though,
I don't,
didn't we?
I don't
Well,
think
as
it was
I-
just an excuse for a longer school holiday, wasn't it?
Well, I worked a lot over Easter and most of the bank holidays.
Yeah, me too.
In my adult life, so they just kind of blur into one
Yeah.
another. They're not really a bank holiday.
No, I've always been in work where you work over bank holidays. So yeah, but we're also having lamb today.
Would you send out an Easter card? I mean, you see them in the shops, Easter cards. Do you ever receive an Easter card? Or
I've received the occasional one, yeah, but I mean, I don't send them.
I mean, do you think it's because we see it as a more religious, holiday than Christmas? Is it something more churchy? We view it as that rather than Christmas?
think it is
just
a
all
more
about gift giving.
I think it always used to be a religious holiday, but I think it's now got a little bit more commercial.
Yeah, perhaps that's why we haven't got any sort of traditions. So you're having lamb? Did you say for
Yeah,
you?
we're having roast lamb.
Bit of lamb. So that's it. Grub,
That's it.
basically.
Yeah, food.
Who wears the Easter bonnet? Don't people have Easter bonnets?
Who goes to the Easter parade, George?
Who wears an Easter bonnet? Does anyone? What is an Easter bonnet?
That's a question you need to ask
There
your
you
audience.
go. What is
Text
an
your replies.
What is an Easter bonnet and who wears them? I have literally no idea about that. Ladies, we move on. In the studio, we have Sue Hall and Jules Coucher. The secret of a happy relationship, ladies, is apparently having 2 televisions. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
That's it? Just the secret? That's all you need is 2
No,
TVs?
no, you need
And
2
2
bathrooms,
bathrooms, yeah.
2 bedrooms,
2 houses?
2 houses.
2 gardens.
Really? Who holds the remote control in your household, Sue? Who is in charge of it?
Sometimes I let him have control if I'm going out.
That's good of you.
I let him watch the football on the big telly.
So you've got a big... Describe what you've got. You've got a big telly and little tellies, or...
Yeah, a big telly and a little telly upstairs, and that's it. And sometimes he watches things on the internet. So, but because I'm out a lot, a lot of stuff I do is recorded, so I need to have the big telly to watch these things back.
Are you aware of what he's watching on the internet, Sue?
I do not have parental controls in place. Right?
So we've got
He's a big boy.
Oh, yes. So he's allowed, if you recorded stuff, that's got to go on the big telly.
Yes.
What about you, Jules? Are you a several tellied household?
No, definitely not. I can't stand TV personally. What,
yeah. None of it? So you'd never sit down and put your feet up in front of EastEnders?
Yeah. Oh, God, no.
MasterChef,
I can't stand soaps. Yeah, MasterChef, I like cookery programmes, travel programmes, obviously, and at the moment I'm watching Indian Summers. So I would just tape everything, and if I get the odd half an hour, which isn't very often, I plonk myself down in front of the TV with a bottle of wine and catch up.
And catch up with them.
Yeah.
Don't you think, though, if you've got separate TVs and separate, this and separate that, you might as well just not be together? Don't you think there's something nice about forcing each other to watch the programmes that the other person likes? I'm very much guessing here.
Well, what do you do then? You can join in this one.
I would say probably Roy's he's quite happy as long as there's moving pictures on the screen. He'll pretty much watch anything. So I get away with that on many levels. But there are things that he likes watching. He likes watching all his history documentaries and anything that's history or Rome or ancient this or science.
And do you sit down there and watch it with him?
No.
Right. So you're expecting me to say yes?
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there as an idea.
Okay, well, I'm throwing it back. No, I don't.
But I guess the thing is now people don't tend to watch TVs, do they? Everyone's on the tablet or on the laptop or on that kind of stuff.
Sky Plus, which I still don't understand because we don't have Sky.
No,
so,
we don't.
Well, yeah.
Because you can pause things in real time, apparently. That just like completely blows my mind.
You stop the rest of the TV working everywhere else
it's
when
like
you pause
stopping
it.
the world.
So you with the other things on this list for a happy marriage, let me tell you, a happy relationship. We've got number one. I mean, TV is there, but it's not the number one. Number one is trusting each other. Number two is having the same sense of humour. 3, always be honest with each other. 4, remembering birthdays and anniversaries. I mean, that's pretty basic, isn't it? Remembering a birthday.
Oh, I don't know.
I
There's a
think
lot of
men are
people out there
particularly
with...
bad at that.
What? You've only got to remember one person's birthday and that's it. Will they not remember that? No. Accepting each other's faults. Compromising, saying I love you regularly, knowing when to say sorry, being able to laugh at each other. Yeah, I do that very well.
Good to
Anyway,
know.
we'd love to hear from you on the programme today. What we're talking about, we are talking about is it the secret to a happy marriage is in fact having 2 TV sets, or what do you think the secret to a happy relationship is? Having shared hobbies and interests, apparently quite high up there. Yeah, got any shared hobbies?
Only the farm, the community farm we both belong to.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. You got your dogs?
We got our dogs, yeah.
Here come the girl. Here come the girls, 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 girls.
Indeed, ladies in the studio today, there are 2 of them. They are Sue Hall and Jules Coucher from Travel with Jules in the studio, chatting about all sorts of things. 2 more to talk about, ladies, and we're rapidly running out of time. Here we go. Ed Miliband has suggested the next James Bond should be a woman. Now, I'm not being political about this at all. It's not the central tenet of their manifesto. I'm pretty sure about that. But do you agree? What do you think, ladies?
No, I think the clue's in the name, James. I think, it should always be a man. And it's not Jane Bond, is it?
Well, no, it's not. No, but you don't think they could give it a punt as a lady?
No, I don't think it would work. I mean, if they want to change the ethnicity of it, but still keep it a man. And I do love the whole Idris Elba
Don't we
idea.
all? Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I can't wait for Luther to come back, dear BBC. Thank you very much, please.
He would be a cracking James Bond, I have to say.
He
Idris
would.
Elba,
He
really
really
good.
would. Yeah.
But Jules, you're the same opinion. You think, what? It's a bloke. Keep it with a bloke,
Oh, it's
and
gotta
it's
be a
just
bloke,
You think
yeah.
it's just
But
been a
the
bit
essence of
superficial.
James Bond is there's always lots of dolly birds around,
Yeah.
isn't there? So if you've got to reverse that,
You've got to have dolly men.
you've got to have dolly
And
You
there's
can
men.
have
many
dolly
of them,
men.
is
You can
there?
have dolly men.
Yeah, but I mean, if she's going to sleep with them all,
Well,
it's going to be
moving on.
wrong, isn't
Do you
it?
know what I would like to see, though? And I don't know if Barbara Broccoli's listening to this. She may well be. A lady as a Bond villain.
Yeah,
I
we
think
can do
that
that.
would be good.
That would work.
I think that would be good.
That
I
would
think you're
work.
right to actually change it from being
A man to
a
a
man.
woman.
Is
That's
a bit,
wrong.
Do you think it's PC gone a bit?
I think Ian Fleming would turn in his grave, quite frankly. That's not what he intended.
Should we rip that idea up? We're not being anti Ed Miliband on this. We just
Not
don't
at
think
all.
stick to your mansion tax.
Yeah, stick to what you think you're good at.
All right, now talking of politics, and finally on the programme, ladies, David Cameron this week revealed being related to Kim Kardashian. Apparently, they're 13th cousins. Isn't that an unusual kind of pairing, I would say? Are you related to anyone famous? Have you ever researched your family tree, Jules, and come up with someone and thought, or are you related to someone famous?
Well, no, not necessarily. But my mum has researched our family tree for donkey's years, like way back to Doomsday Books or whatever, and she's got this massive big tree chart all across the wall of her study. Hello, Mum and Dad, if you're listening from Hampshire. And she tells me that we're related to Richard Jefferies, who was a 19th century author and naturalist in Wiltshire. So there we are. That's my
impressive.
one little claim to fame.
I think that's impressive. No Kardashian sisters up your sleeve,
don't
no?
think so. No.
What about you, Sue? Anyone that you are?
Well, I haven't researched my family tree, but my nan used to tell me when I was a kid we were related to Matt Munro, the singer. That he was a cousin or something, but we just sort of took it as read. Nobody's actually done the research, so I don't know whether that's real or not.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
And my ex-husband's sister was mother to two boys, and one of them was Pat Vandenhouwe, the Tottenham striker. So I can sort of lay claim to somebody famous. But
The most I've got to say, is my friend Si. If he's listening to this, he'll go nuts. His auntie's cousin's sister, I think, was married to Roger Osborne.
Who's Roger Osborne?
Who's Roger Osborne? Who's Roger Osborne? What a question that is. Anyway, well, I think he's a footballer.
But
That's
you're not
why I don't
entirely
know.
sure.
He did the winning goal.
Well, I think, there are some people that do make quite they want to find villains in their past. They research all that. It's a big thing in Australia,
Is
It's like
it?
to actually get yourself back to the first fleet, as they call it. If you can trace your line back, 7 generations.
It's like the founding fathers, but the sort of dodgy ones.
Yeah,
the
it's
convicts.
exactly. They love it. They absolutely love it. If they can find yes, my great whatever nicked a loaf of bread and was sent over here, and they absolutely love it.
Mind you, they did get deported for all sorts of vile anything, didn't they? They weren't
Oh, I
necessarily
know.
convicts
They were lucky
general.
to survive the trip, so it's a wonder enough
They
of them
were.
made it to us.
Anyway, we're almost out of time. Jules, you've got your Theo profiterole. What's the news on that? We've got to mention it.
Peter roll.
What is the news on that?
The news on that is that I was lucky enough to win Theo Pathetis' Small Business Sunday, which is where you tweet your business to Theo on a Sunday evening, and the next day he picks his favourites to become part of the elite SBS team. If you go onto theopathetis.com, you can find out more about it. But basically, it's lovely. It means that Theo has endorsed my business model and my small business. And as a result, so far, I've increased lots of my followers on Twitter. And from the Wire conference, of course. So I'm very busy on Twitter at the moment.
Very good. So he's not feet
Exciting.
up watching Call the Midwife, is he, old Theo?
No,
He's actually
busy supporting small business's.
Very good.
He is sitting
indeed.
there watching Call the Midwife, but he's got a tablet
He's
on his
the
lap.
internet at the same time.
Of course, Mrs. Profiterole's nicked the remote control.
She's cooking the lamb.
Yeah, we understand it. Lady, you got a busy week as per normal, I imagine, Sue.
Yes, I have. We're going to the All About Dogs show tomorrow, though. We're
yes,
taking the
yeah.
woofers out for a little stroll round, so I hope the weather's still nice. And if they behave themselves, maybe we'll get into the gardening bit as well. I want some inspiration for me
because
garden.
it's a big garden, and you're off to garden,
I'm
aren't
back
you?
to my garden now. Yeah, I'm having a big clear up.
I tell you, AstroTurf and concrete is the way ahead. Ladies, thank you so much for your
Pleasure.
company. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
We will see you all. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. We will see you all again, we hope, next Sunday.